Good morning, Pastor Ron Jetter, Immanuel Lutheran Church, Grandview, Washington. It is Saturday, the 21st day of November 2021. I had cataract surgery last week and again this week, and I no longer need glasses. I have a pair of cheater readers, the $10 kind that I got at Weimar the other day if I need to read a book because I can't read small print. And have you noticed that small print is smaller and smaller? Just try reading labels on stuff. Wow. Or the directions. Please follow directions. Follow them. I can't even see them. You need a magnifying glass. Wow. But today I have UV glasses. My wife gave me these. She says if you're going to spend time in front of the computer, these protect your eyes from UV. I'm thinking, well, now that I have false lenses, artificial lenses in both eyes, I can't get cataracts. Do I need protection from UV? I don't know. I hate glasses. I'm so happy. For 50 years I've worn glasses now. I don't have to wear them. And I can see the glare as I look at the picture. And I've had people say, well, you tilt your eyes up and you won't get glare. I've tried everything. And guess what? No glasses means no glare. I'm wearing my Saturday shirt. This is to remind me and remind you that tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., we have Sunday school, our adult class, Jesus Through the Centuries. And tomorrow we look at Jesus, the ruler of the universe, the King of War, and the Prince of Peace. It is Christ the King Sunday, the end of the church year. After that, we begin the season of Advent on Thanksgiving weekend. And Pastor Gary will be bringing us a message. Thank you so much, Pastor Gary Rohde. And then the week after that, we will have a guest pastor bringing us a message, thanks to our call committee. And Joan Davenport will be sending out more information on that if you're interested in following our call process as Grandview Immanuel seeks a new pastor. I am an interim. I have never forgotten that. At the same time, many months ago, I said I'm going to do daily messages for as long as necessary, having no idea that November 21st, I would still be doing what I started doing back in March. But I'm still having fun. Went through the book of Genesis, going through Exodus now, and we are in the Decalogue, what you know as the 10 Commandments. Yesterday I mentioned there are really 11 commandments. Catholics, Lutherans, Episcopalians have one way of counting the 10. Baptists, Evangelicals, Methodists have another way of counting the 10. You may have learned it. You shall have no other God before me. That's commandment number 1. Well, part of that same commandment is you shall not make an idol for yourself, whether in the form of anything that is in heaven above or anything on the earth beneath or that is in the water. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord, am a jealous God, punishing the children for the iniquity of the parents to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who reject me, but showing steadfast love to the 1000th generation of those who love me and keep my commandments. As I say, those of us who grew up in the historical church, the Catholic, Lutheran, Episcopal Church, see these as one. You shall have no other gods. And then as a further explanation of that same commandment, you will not make an idol, because that idol becomes another god. You shall not make power or wealth or position or title or personality. You shall not allow anything in your life to substitute for God being God. Not your bridge game, not your golf game, not your awesome art or coin collection, or your amazing ability to do something nobody else can do quite as well as you. Remember the awesomeness of God. Can you make a mountain tremble? Can you make the seas rise up and crush the shore? Can you reduce a mountain to a hill by making it blow up from within? Can you bring a storm so powerful it can take buildings and throw them hundreds of miles away into bits and pieces? Can you create a virus so small it can kill millions, or a plague, or a bacteria that you can both use to harm and to help? Can you create planets? Send them into orbits. I don't care how good you are, how much you have. You are not God. I am not God. Don't take, as Isaiah says, don't take a piece of wood, cut it in two, carve half of it into a little god, and then bow down and worship it, and then put food next to it and candy and decorate it and light candles in front of it like that's a god, and then take the other half and cook your dinner on it in the fire. Isaiah says, take both halves of that same log, put them in the fire, because that's what idols are worth. They're firewood, they're kindling. They are not gods. There's only one God, and that God cannot be reduced to an image, an idol, an icon. And I have a wonderful collection. This is from Africa. It is ebony wood. It has outstretched hands. I don't know if you can see that. And then it has the dove in the middle of it, hand carved from ebony in Africa, from the Tanzanian Lutheran Church. And I treasure this, and I treasure all the crosses in my collection. Some are resin, some are glass, some are ceramic, some are wood, some are metal. I have one from Ireland that one of the former Boy Scouts that I helped him get his eagle. He brought it back as a gift to me. All of them have special memory, but these are not God. They may remind me of Jesus Christ who died on the cross, but they are not Jesus Christ. The cross has no power. I could burn this, and it would make no difference in my faith. It is a thing, a pointer, a reminder, a sign. It is not God. This cup, and I love this cup because it is the I am the vine and I am the branches cup. It's got little vines coming up out of the cup, and it's just beautiful. Whoever did this, I am not that skilled at pottery, but I could probably try to imitate it. But I love pottery. I collect all sorts of pottery, other people's handmade pottery, just to inspire me as a potter. But this is a cup, and when I pour the wine on Sunday, when I've had my altar here in front of me, those months that I did Sunday morning from right here, this cup became the cup of salvation. And I would declare that wine the blood of Christ. And I would partake of that cup and share it with Sue, and we would eat the bread of salvation. But it was Christ and his promise working through bread and wine within us and our faith that made it so, not this cup. I could shatter this cup. And as I say, I could take clay and probably make a new one. I don't know if it'd be as pretty or not, or some say this is rather gnarly. I like that, gnarly. It's a good word. But it's just a cup. And the older I get, I look at the things that I have. I have this collection of silver 2-ounce coins that are birds, a collection of birds, collector coins. I like collector coins. And my dad gave me those. They were given to him by his uncle John J. Jetter, and I'll have to take it off my wall here and show it to you one of these days. I love that, but my kids will get it, and okay, this is a Jetter family heirloom. All right, what do we do with it? I don't know. We don't have room on our wall. Well, I don't know. What happens to all the things? They are not God. They are things. And pretty much things eventually become a burden. My treasures become a problem. Something the kids have to deal with. What do? You want to know? I mean, when my parents died, we had to go through all their stuff. And the one thing, as I shared last week on Veterans Day, the one thing I treasured, this leather suitcase. It's got clasps, and it has leather belts on it to tighten it to make sure it doesn't come open. It has my father's military uniforms in there. They're just cloth, but they were worn by someone in a war, in combat. Those uniforms represent for me the spirit of what it means to serve this nation. And I treasure them for that. Will my kids? They knew him as Grandpa, but will they care about his uniforms? Will their kids? They're things. You shall not make an idol for yourself. You don't need them. They're not God. You know where to find God. Find God in worship, in study, in prayer, and among the other people of God. That's where you find God. You don't hold God in your hand. God holds you in God's hands. See you tomorrow in church.